guys, it's Leah. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new, and welcome to what I'm hoping is just a cozy autumnal reading vlog. I asked you guys on my Instagram what is the next reading vlog that you guys would like to see, and the general consensus is that you guys just wanted to see me read autumnal books for a week. So here we are. I've been in a very big reading mood. I read 14 books in September, as you probably would have seen via my wrap up, but 2 weeks into October, I've only read 2. It is definitely a slower reading month this month, which is absolutely fine. I don't know why. I feel like genuinely every single October, I always tend to read the lesser amount of books in the entire year, despite it being the month that I get most excited about in general, but especially when it comes to reading. So hopefully I will get a handful of books read. I do have a mini sort of TBR of books that I would like to get to in this video. As I said, we can only hope that I will end up reading them, but let's go through them. First and foremost, we have a romance book, and I'm not gonna lie, there have only been a handful of romance books that I've read that are necessarily spooky, like The Ex-Hex or The Kiss Curse, and I've seen this one floating around quite a bit recently, but I genuinely actually haven't seen anyone's reviews on it, so I'm very intrigued for this. And that is Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca. I do also have this one on my Kindle, so it'll probably end up being a Kindle read, and I have no idea really what this is about. All I kind of know is that it's a romance set at a haunted house, or a house that is haunted, and I don't know whether like the main character has to bring someone in to kind of like exercise, is that the term? Get rid of the ghosts, I suppose. I have no idea, but that is kind of what I'm suspecting the vibe is going to be, which is definitely going to be fun. Next we have a fantasy, and that is Immortal Dark by Tiger Skirma. I have been seeing this everywhere. Like, everyone is talking about this, everyone is raving about it, and I kind of just really want to get involved with the hype. This copy was very kindly gifted to me by Lulu from my Amazon wishlist. Obviously, again, Lulu, if you're watching, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. I am so excited about this. Honestly, I've been dying to get to it. All I know about it is that it's a fantasy dark academia with vampires and black main characters, and that is all I need to know. This one I'm definitely going to get to this week because I'm just so excited about it and I can't put it off any longer. I suppose this one would also be counted as a fantasy, and that is The Butcher of the Forest by Premi Mohammed. This was recommended to me by a colleague at work and she absolutely adored it. I kind of can't remember exactly what she said other than it's a fantasy and it's dark and I think a little bit fairy tale-esque. On the back, all I have seen is that it is Hansel and Gretel meets Annihilation, so I feel like I'm literally just going to binge read this because look at how short it is. How many pages actually is it? 137. Honestly, I kind of am tempted to start this tonight and hopefully try and finish it tonight. I'm just very intrigued by it. I love anything that is dark fairy tale-esque, especially like Angela Carter, and this feels like it's going to be that but more fantasy. I cannot wait for that. And we have 2 horror books that are again fairly short, the first being A House at the Bottom of a Lake by Josh Malerman. I have been intrigued by this one for years when it was like the original cover. I saw it circulating on booktube years ago and everyone would rave about it, everyone would talk about it, and I never ended up getting to it. I've done this like republication with this new cover in the UK, and I don't know, I'm just so excited about it. Again, know nothing about it. You know I love a haunted house in a horror, and I'm assuming this is what that is, so cannot wait. And then last but certainly not least, I'm assuming this one is also horror, but I guess it kind of probably leans more towards literary fiction, and that is My Death by Lisa Tuttle. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I've only seen one person talk about it on TikTok, so I kind of do want to read the blurb slightly to you just because I have no idea what it's about. The narrator of Lisa Tuttle's uncanny novella is a recent widow, a writer adrift. Not only has she lost her husband, but her muse seems to have deserted her altogether. Her agent summons her to Edinburgh to discuss her next book. What will she tell him? Once the answer comes to her, she will write the biography of Helen Ralston, best known, if at all, as the subject of W.E. Logan's much reproduced painting Circe, and the inspiration for his classic children's book Mine in Cloudland. But Ralston was a novelist, an artist in her own right. So her writing is no longer in print, and her most radical painting, My Death, deemed too unsettling, malevolent even, to be shown in public. Over the weeks that follow, Ralston proves an astonishingly cooperative subject, even as her biographer uncovers eerie resonances between the older woman's history and her own. Whose life is she writing, really? That gave me nothing. I have no idea what to expect going into this, but Grady Hendrix actually blurbed it on the back, so I'm assuming he loves it. I'm just very, very intrigued, and again, another really short one. So yeah, those are at least 5 books that I want to try and read in this video. I think what I'm gonna start today, I'm kind of leaning towards The Butcher of the Forest. I don't know why, I'm definitely kind of craving a really short fantasy, fairy tale, dark sort of read, and I feel like I could probably start this and finish this today. Who knows, we will see. I honestly kind of want to go into town right now, although the day is absolutely getting on, and I'm also starting this on a really literally random day of the week. It's Thursday. So this will obviously be going on until Thursday next week, but it's 3 p.m. I want to go into town and kind of do a little bit of like window shopping in terms of clothes for autumn, and also like autumnal candles and stuff. I don't know, as much as this is going to be a reading vlog, I do also want to include some more lifestyle bits here and there, because you guys say that you really like it, and I really enjoy adding that extra element to my vlog. So hopefully this will be a fun one and a cozy one. I'm going to start getting ready to leave. I'll bring you guys with me and I will talk to you later. I would love to thank the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. I have spoken to you guys about my writing and my writing process and my writing background and my writing history for years, ever since I started my channel. I started making videos on here whilst I was at university studying English Lit and creative writing, and since finishing my degree I kind of just had a little bit of a hiatus of writing. I have been actively trying to work on getting back into writing as an everyday habit and a routine, and one thing that has genuinely, hand on heart, helped me is Skillshare. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives, with thousands of classes led by so many industry experts. If you are looking to expand your hobbies or your passions or your career, Skillshare has everything, literally from writing, from content creation, from illustration, from film, you name it, it's on there. I have now taken a few classes in various different topics. I have done Procreate, I have done content creation, but I keep coming back to the writing topics. The one that I've been doing for the past couple of weeks is actually a learning path, and it is developing memorable fictional characters. Learning classes are slightly different to their normal classes, as they are a curated sequence of classes in one specific skill. Honestly, I've enjoyed so many Skillshare classes, but doing a learning path has been so helpful and has been so inspiring to my story, and I genuinely think it is one of the main reasons I have been writing non-stop recently. I learned even more how to build a character study, how conflict and context and atmosphere are imperative when building a memorable character. I don't recommend Skillshare enough, but equally if you are a writer, I cannot recommend this one learning path specifically. One thing that I also really want to highlight is that this November Skillshare are focusing on and discussing the theme of gratitude. They will be sharing content all over their socials throughout the entirety of November about how the creative process just creates joy. This theme is definitely so inspiring, and I am so excited personally to carry on learning with Skillshare and keep exploring all of their classes and their learning paths. If you are curious and you would like to join me in learning on Skillshare, the first 500 people to click the link at the very top of my description will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare. I cannot recommend checking out Skillshare enough. Honestly, in terms of my writing but also my creativity, I feel like they have fueled and inspired me so much, and honestly I'm so thankful to them just for that. And of course, again, a massive thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Good morning guys, I'm coming at you from my pajamas. Even though it's 1 p.m, I am gonna get changed and I'm actually gonna go to a cafe today. I know I mentioned it yesterday and I didn't end up doing it. I haven't had a solo cafe date forever, and I used to do them all of the time. They're some of my favorite things to do, so I definitely want to go to a cafe and just read and also do a little bit of work. A little side note, has anybody else since the Victoria's Secret fashion show whipped out their old Victoria's Secret pajamas? Because I am obsessed. Again, like my 13-14-year-old self is screaming. If you watched it, let me know what you thought about it. I have seen a couple of mixed opinions, and I definitely have a couple of mixed opinions as somebody who watched it every single year it came out since I can remember. But I fear I'm obsessed again, so you will probably see me living in my Victoria's Secret pajamas from here on out. But this morning I did start The Butcher of the Forest. Last night, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't end up starting this. I was very much in a Clarice Lispector writing sort of mood, so I actually read a little bit more of her complete stories. I'm now on page 415 of this, and I only have this much left. I started this in January. So you kind of want to try and finish it before the end of the year, just to say that I read her complete stories throughout the entirety of 2024. I'm having so much fun reading this. She's my favorite author. She just brings me so much joy. She really perfectly narrates every single feeling that I have, no matter how complex, and she's just my favorite person in the world. So I ended up reading a couple of stories last night. I was doing that last night until I got into bed, and I started editing an entire vlog. I really try my hardest not to edit in bed, because I know the second that I start doing it, I'm not going to stop until the video is done. So I was doing that last night. I got so distracted, in a good way I suppose, post. I didn't start reading this, so I picked it up this morning. I'm on about page 30 and I'm really enjoying the vibe so far. I definitely, like I said yesterday, I want to start this and finish it today. I definitely think that's possible because it's only about 130 pages. I honestly feel like if I go to a cafe, I will just binge read that there. The vibe's already 30 pages in. It's so perfect. It is so atmospheric and so eerie, like forest vibes, perfect for this time of year, and I'm really hoping it continues like that. Obviously 30 pages in, I don't have too much of an opinion. I don't have too much to say in terms of the plot other than we are following a protagonist who frequents going into a forest that is very dangerous and not many people go in, and a lot of people that go into the forest don't come back out and they just don't survive if they go. But she goes all of the time, and then the king in her kingdom approaches her to let her know that his children have wandered into the forest. He tells her that he's already tried to retrieve them through so many different people, but they just don't survive, so he's asking her, or not really asking, more demanding her to go into the forest and bring his children back. That is literally all I ever read up to. If she doesn't bring his children back, then he is threatening to essentially kill her entire family. So the stakes are pretty high in this, and I'm just so intrigued to see where it's going to go. In terms of reading, this is definitely going to be my priority today. Like I said, it's 1 PM and I'm still in my pajamas, so I'm gonna get changed and I'm gonna head honestly straight to a cafe. I also need to find a cake for one of my best friends. I don't know what sort of vibe to go for because it's not like a birthday or anything, but it is a very important celebration that I wanted to get her a cake for, so I need to find a cake. I just want to have a really cozy, productive day. The weather honestly looks like one of those perfect autumnal days where it's sunny, but I imagine it's going to be quite chilly, so I'm so excited. I also got these new boots that I wore out yesterday and I was obsessed with them, so I'll show you just because I think I'm probably going to wear them again today. If you can see how messy my desk is, please ignore that. My new boots are these. I am obsessed. There were some biker boots from Stradivarius, I think that's how they're pronounced. So they had these specific biker boots via ASOS and they've been out of stock for a really long time, and I've had like the notifications on. I've been patiently waiting because I wanted a pair so bad, but they never came back in stock, and I wanted a pair for when I go to Edinburgh at the end of this month. And then I saw these on their actual website and they're essentially the same, just like a different sort of wash, and I'm utterly obsessed with them. I just wanted to show you because I feel like I'm going to be wearing them all of the time, and yeah, I love them so much. So I'm going to wear them today. I'm going to get changed, we're going to head out, and hopefully I will get quite a bit read. I just got back from town. I had the absolute best time reading and writing in a cafe. I also saw one of my best friends and my housemates, and we were scheming. We're a little surprised that we have 4 our other best friend tonight, so I'm not planning honestly on doing much reading at all tonight. But when I arrived at my door, there was a massive box, and a very heavy box, to the point that I was like, what on earth could this be? And it is Prime. Honestly, I don't know how I ended up on Prime's PR list. This is probably like the 4th box of Prime that they've sent me. Honestly, never drink energy drinks, but I love these, and my boyfriend also absolutely loves them, so it's always very much appreciated when they send me them. I'm just so baffled at how I ended up on their PR list. But Prime, if you're watching, thank you. I am so excited for what we have planned tonight. My best friend has no idea. Like, I hope she's not suspecting anything, because as I said, it's not a birthday or anything like that. We're just having a little celebration for her, celebrating her, and I'm really excited. And I'm literally like just sat here anticipating both of them getting home. But as I said, because of that, I'm probably not going to get too much reading done tonight. But I did read more of The Butcher of the Woods, and I'm really enjoying it still. It's definitely the perfect autumn novella. I probably am going to try and read some once I get into bed tonight, but I can't promise that it's going to be a lot, but hopefully, because I am really loving it. But yeah, this might be the last update that you get from me tonight. I will try and film some b-roll if I remember, but if not, I will speak to you tomorrow. I may not have filmed a lot in the past couple of days, but my god, I've been writing a lot and it's giving me so much happiness, and I wanted to share that with you because I'm so aware when I first started my channel and the fact that I was at university and I was studying creative writing and I was doing a lot for assessments. It's taken me 2-3 years to get back into writing for enjoyment and for myself, and working on this one novel, I feel so passionate about it. I can't wait for the day that hopefully I can talk to you guys more about it and maybe hopefully like share it. That is the long-term goal. Like, can you imagine? I actually can't because I think I'd cry. My number one goal in life is always to be an author, so the fact that I've completely fallen back in love with writing is such a joy, and I wanted to share that because I haven't done much filming, but I've done a lot of writing. What I have been reading though, you would have seen that I did also go to a pumpkin patch. Again, obviously didn't film a lot, but I did film a couple of clips, and I also had started a new book on my Kindle, and that is Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca. Going into this, I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited because I was very much in the romance mood, but I wanted to read something that was good for this spooky season, good for October. This is literally a romance where the female main character moves into a haunted house. She moves into this small town that is very known for its hauntings and its ghost sightings. And I was like, period, a haunted house romance, what is there not to love? And I'm not gonna lie, I was really enjoying this. Keyword was. At the first 30% I was obsessed. I was reading it so quick. I was like, this is exactly what I'm in the mood for. It's so silly, goofy, so fast-paced, so fun. Now about 50%. I read a lot of this on my break at work yesterday, and I came across one scene. I was like, I know what's happening here. I know why this one scene has just happened. It is so out of the blue. Like, essentially the male main character says something to our female main character that is so out of pocket and so out of character for him. I just sat there like, what the f is going on? That is so icky. Why would you say that? And now I know what is happening, so I have a feeling I know what the conflict of this book is going to be, and I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not as excited to carry it on now, especially after that one thing. Like, if this is going to be the plot and the conflict, which is fine for the sort of read, I don't really want to go into spoilers, so this is very in code. If you've read it, you might know what I'm talking about. I'm just not as excited to see that unravel, because when I tell you I'm 99% certain, watch me flick back to this and I'm going to be completely wrong, and I'm going to have no expectations about what is going to happen, but fairly sure that I know what the conflict is. Wait, oh my god, did I even tell you that I had finished The Butcher of the... I don't think I did. Let me go get it and we can talk about my thoughts. Okay, so I did also finish The Butcher of the Forest by Premi Mohammed. I can't remember if I had already told you, so you will not be seeing this if I already have. My apologies that the angle changed. I had to change my camera battery, but I did finish The Butcher of the Forest. I really enjoyed this. I think if you were looking for a really autumnal, sort of gothic, dark, think like folklore, dark sort of forest vibes. I love the atmosphere. I genuinely think the setting and how whimsical and magical but equally dark it was so perfect, and it made for such a quick read. I ended up rating it 3.75 stars, but I'm pretty sure that I rounded it up to a 4 on Goodreads because it's definitely more of a 4-star than a 3-star. I really wish, despite the fact that it is a novella, so maybe this is kind of counterproductive and it doesn't really make any sense, but I really wish that we went more in depth with the character analysis, why our protagonist had the attitude and the mentality that she did, and why she did the things that she did and she made the decisions that she did. That would have made the story honestly like a 4.5 star for me. I really enjoyed it. I really felt like this could go absolutely anywhere. Like, the creatures and the magical creatures, it was everything. It's so folk horror-esque, and it was really good. I don't really have too much to say about it because it was so short, and it is such a short, quick-paced read, but I would definitely recommend it, especially for autumn. I am really happy that I read it. It's one that I feel like I would definitely be keen to reread at future times in autumn too. Loved this one. Now though, I have a stack of books to unbox. I got sent a couple of books from publishers at work that I didn't want to open whilst I was at work because I knew I was filming this vlog, so I kind of wanted to just open them here with you. I say that, but I did open one, and the one that I did open is The Cursed by Harper L. Woods. I can't remember if I requested this or I requested the first one, which is The Coven. I feel like I wouldn't have requested the second one because I haven't read the first one and I don't own it, so I am going to have to get my hands on the first one before obviously reading this, but I have no idea what this is about. I know it's like a fantasy, but I don't even want to read the synopsis because it's the second book. One of my colleagues at work really loved this and really raved about it, so I'm intrigued to get my hands on the first one and read this series. I don't know if it's a duology or a series. I need to check that out. But we have 1, 2, this one is massive. I have no idea what that one is. And then 3, a really skinny one. So I thought it'd be fun to open them. I did also buy some like jelly rolls. I really wanted, because I did have a white pen. I have no idea where it's gone, and I want the like white, gold and silver for when I do my colouring books, which which I did in my other vlog. Anyway, let's get into opening these. Let's go for the small one first, because like I said, I obviously would have requested these, but I request them like weeks in advance, so I can't remember what they are. So Penguin sent me Orbital by Samantha Harvey. You guys probably know that I have actually already read this, so I'm really happy to have a physical copy because I adored it. It was a 4.5 star read for me, definitely up there as one of my favourite books that I've read all year. This one is one that I'm definitely going to be screaming at everyone to read, so I'm really happy that I have a physical copy to help me do that. This was really incredible. It has been shortlisted for the Booker Prize this year. I'm still full of so much hope and anticipation that I want it to win so bad, but saying that, I also haven't read any of the Booker Prize nominees. I love this one, that I would be so thrilled to see it win. We are essentially following like 6 astronauts, I think, that are orbiting Earth. They are making their ascension to the moon. It's so beautiful and so steeped in humanity and commentary on humanity and commentary on the Earth and the way that we treat the Earth. So full of fact surrounding space also, and I'm not a huge sci-fi reader, but this one definitely borders the lines of, it's more literary fiction, but obviously at length talks about space, but more in a really philosophical sense and a really beautiful sense. The writing was phenomenal. Cannot recommend this one enough. Thank you so much, Vintage. I'm so happy to have a physical copy. I think we'll save the massive one for last because I really, it's a little bit daunting. Go for this one, and this one actually says Murakami on the front, so I'm gonna assume that it's probably from Vintage again, and it's probably the Murakami proof, which if it is, I'm gonna scream. Oh my god, it is. Damn, this is massive. But look at that. This is The City and Its Uncertain Walls by Murakami. I have only read, I think, 2. I think I've read a couple of books by Murakami. I've read After Dark, which instantly became a 5-star favourite of all time. Still my favourite Murakami. And then I think the only other one I've read from him was his biography, which I was not a huge fan of. Murakami's a bit of a difficult author for me because so many people have so many differing opinions and across so many different topics and so many different things. One of the main discussions surrounding him are his depictions and his portrayals of women in his fiction. Specifically, I think in Norwegian Wood, which I haven't read yet, as I said. I didn't really feel like that in After Dark, but again, I've only read a couple from him, so I can't really make that judgment for myself just yet. But this one I'm very, very excited about. It's also published on the 19th of November. On the back it says, "This is no ordinary library, you understand. It's more than just a public place where there are lots of books. It has to be a special place that takes in lost hearts." I'm not gonna lie, one of the main reasons I was so excited about this is that it sounds like a sentient city, and we know how I feel about sentient houses, sentient cities, sentient anything that can be personified but isn't a person or a human, I'm gonna eat up. It also says, "An immersive world building launch for the master storyteller's first novel in 6 years. Step into the city." When a young man's girlfriend mysteriously vanishes, he sets his heart on finding the imaginary city where her true self lives. The search will lead him to take a job in a remote library with mysteries of its own. When he finally makes it to the walled city, a shadowless place of horned beasts and willow trees, he finds his beloved working in a different library, a dream library. She has no memory of their life together in the other world, and as the lines between reality and fantasy start to blur, he must decide what he's willing to lose. A love story, a quest, an ode to books and to the libraries that house them. The City and Its Uncertain Walls is a parable for these strange times. That sounds like it could become a new favourite book. I'm gonna want to read this so soon. Vintage again, thank you so much. I'm not gonna lie, Vintage are one of my favourite publishers in the entire world. Vintage, if you're watching, I love you. I am so incredibly excited for this. I fear it's just been bumped up on my end of year TBR. Thank you so much. And then last but certainly not least, we have this ginormous, and like, it sounds like one book. What book could be this big? Wait, there's 2 in here. Wait, what? I must have requested these, but I don't remember requesting these, but I must have done. First and foremost, we have The Safekeep. I'm gonna butcher this author's name, I'm so sorry, by Jelle van der Wooden. This is the book. This has also been shortlisted, I believe, for the Booker Prize, and I actually saw the other day, it must have been on the publisher's Instagram, or maybe the Booker Prize's Instagram, of a actress, I can't remember her name, but she's in Sex Education, performing, I'm assuming, like the beginning of this book, and I was sat there for like 2 minutes straight, like literally staring, like, damn, I need to read this book right now. Prior to that, I had no idea what this is about, but I knew it was one from the Booker Prize shortlist that I would definitely want to get to at some point. Thank you so much, Penguin Viking. I am so excited to read this and to have another Booker Prize nominee under my belt, because this one, other than Orbital, was one of the ones that I was most excited to read, so thank you. And then they sent me Heavenly Bodies by Imani Irayu. This one is really weird. As I said, I must have requested it, but I don't remember doing that. It would have been like a couple of weeks ago. But a couple of days ago, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw somebody's review of this book, and ever since I've had it on my radar. I've been like, if I go for a fantasy book, this is going to be one of the next ones that I pick up. Very weird that I now have it in my hands. Thank you so much, Penguin Viking. Obviously, again, as much as that person's review really swayed me into reading this, I actually don't really know too much about it, but the cover, like the sun and then the moon. Let's read the blurb a bit so we know what it's about. You know, the most dangerous kind of villain, a woman with nothing left to lose. World ruled by the stars, cruel and merciless gods, Ilara has been cursed by fate. Prophecy promises she will fall for a star, but it will kill them both. When the Star of Wrath and War descends to hunt Ilara, the neighbouring kingdom sees an opportunity to take her from her home, the Kingdom of Night, to Helios, the Kingdom of Light, where she strides straight into the arms of an enemy prince. There, Ilara is forced to either let the Prince Lorenzo train her into a weapon worthy of battling against the tyrannal reign of the stars, or to accept her fate. There are shadows even within the Kingdom of Light, and they threaten to reveal the darkness in Lorenzo's past and the ancient magic that slumbers in Ilara's veins. With it all, the undeniable star-crossed pull between them. Why do I want to read this right now? That sounds amazing. Anything to do with celestial, like stars or the moon or the sun, I'm obsessed with anyway. As far as I'm aware, I've never read a fantasy book to do with all of that, and like that rules the magic system, so that sounds perfect. Thank you so much again, Viking Penguin. I'm so excited for all of these books. Oh my god. I fear for my end of year TBR because there are now so many books that I definitely want to get to. That was my little haul. If you've read any of these, please let me know which one you think I should get to. If you have, I am so excited. Thank you so much to all of the publishers. Now though, I'm not gonna lie, I've been filming non-stop for the past 30 minutes. My voice is sore, so I think I'm gonna read a little bit more of my book and hope that it isn't what I think it's gonna be. I really want to try and finish this today so I can at least maybe start or read another book in this vlog, because I'm aware I've only read 2 and I would like to at least read 3. So yeah, I'm gonna read some of this and I'll update you in a little bit. Hi guys, I wanted to come on and do a really quick update, and I mean like a really quick update. I need to leave for work in about 5 minutes. But last night I tried to do a little bit more reading of Haunted Ever After. I didn't do a ton of reading in the day like I planned. Honestly, I sat down to do some reading, saw my Kindle was dead and I was like, shit, I need to charge it. I ended up going live on TikTok for about 2 hours. There was a time a good few months ago, like at the beginning of the summer, I feel like, where I went live on TikTok about 3 times a week and I absolutely loved it, and for some reason I just didn't do anymore. But then yesterday I just decided to do one for 2 hours and I didn't get anything read. But once I got into bed, I did try to read a little bit more of this, and guys, I decided to DNF it. It was not for me. Very much saw it going in the direction where I was thinking it was going, and as I said in my previous clip, I just didn't really want to see that. Equally because of that, I felt like it was slightly predictable to the point that I would just rather pick something else up than waste my time, which might sound really bad. This was fun, but it was also extremely insta-love, and I feel like at the beginning we were meant to believe that they were enemies, and that just didn't work for me. I don't know, I just decided to DNF it because I was like, yeah, no, I want something else. But equally, I think I'm starting to slump, so I don't know what I'm going to start today. I do think today is probably going to be the last day of this reading vlog. I'm going to work, as I said, but tonight I also have the premiere for Small Things Like These, which I am so excited about. Yeah, those are my little updates. My hair is annoying me, but I need to leave for work, so I will talk to you guys later. Let's hope that I start a book that I actually enjoy and that I don't slump.